Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with our second topic today in the breakfast show. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry have stressed the importance of not politicizing talks inside the UNESCO and adapting decisions according to the agreement as much as possible, and after wide-scale consultations with focusing on the main tasks of the organization in the fields of education, science and culture. And this came as the Foreign Minister Shoukry have met with the head of the Executive Council of the UNESCO. So to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phono with His Excellency Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good morning, Your Excellency.
Good morning, how are you?
Well, Your Excellency Ambassador Bayoumi, what are the main topics that have been tackled between Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry and his meeting with the head of the Executive Council of UNESCO?
Of course, anything which we think about our foreign cultural relations is on the table. So we are talking about everything concerns us. But always we remember UNESCO that it was highly positive, highly helping Egypt in many occasions. I remember immediately in the 60s when we started to build the Aswan High Dam, Nasser High Dam, and the lake of the High Dam started to cover our historical places. And Abu Simbel, it was the place where it was under the threat of being covered
drowned, yes,
underwater.
Yes.
By that time, UNESCO made a very good initiative, and we started to finance this process, and we succeeded, of course, to save our monuments there. Another occasion, and still UNESCO is helping us, is the Palestinian identity for Jerusalem and the Islamic identity of Jerusalem, and UNESCO is denying whatever Israel is doing now to change the identity of Jerusalem, and of course Al-Aqsa Mosque. So we are in a very close relations with UNESCO. It helps us. Egypt is helping UNESCO, and now they are opening the first branch all over the world. They will be having a representative office in Cairo. They don't have anywhere else. So this means that they look with high esteem to our history and to our monuments, and this is the sort of relations we are discussing with the UNESCO and its leaders.
Yes, so the UNESCO, as you've just mentioned, Your Excellency Ambassador Bayoumi, have helped Egypt and supported Egypt in several occasions, especially after saving the Abu Simbel temple. Yes, so what do we expect after the meeting between Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry and the head of the Executive Council of UNESCO? What is the importance of this meeting?
It was a sort of setting agenda for the future, and our Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry was discussing this in details with the head of the UNESCO, and I can imagine that they set the agenda for the coming years, also to keep an eye on our temples, on our history, on our historical places, in order to keep it in good shape, because Egypt is lucky that we are still discovering monuments and historical places up till now. Every single day we have our discoveries, and UNESCO is helping us in order to watch how we restore these places, bearing in mind that we have to be very careful to keep it in good shape and to help us in order to show it to the whole world.
Yes, so Your Excellency Ambassador Bayoumi, during the meeting, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry stressed the need not to politicize the debates in the UNESCO. What's your opinion on this?
Yes, it seems that sometimes some countries were using UNESCO against our will, our political will especially. And UNESCO is by name is a cultural organization. So it's not a theater to play politics anywhere. And it was the title of all our newspapers concerning this meeting, that Sameh Shukri, without saying any details, he asked the responsible lady of the UNESCO not to use the stage of UNESCO for political reasons not accepted in this time of our life. So Egypt is keen to help the UNESCO. UNESCO is helping us, and let us keep it like that. Don't play politics in a cultural organization.
Yes, what are the decisions that has been taken between the Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri and the UNESCO chairperson? You've just mentioned the topics that they have tackled, but what were the decisions or the outcome of this meeting?
It's quite clear that closer and closer work together will be strengthened now. Especially there is a good sign of what I said, that they are opening a representative office in Egypt, and this is the first time UNESCO is opening a representative office anywhere in the world. Why? Because the Egyptian civilization is the oldest civilization in the whole world. They respect this, and they are keen to show that they are going to continue cooperation with us about all these matters.
Yes, so Your Excellency Ambassador Bayoumi, what are the means of cooperation between Egypt and the UNESCO, or what are the kinds of cooperation that are taking place between Egypt and the UNESCO?
It is to keep our culture, to keep our language, to make sure that our language is safe, and wherever the Arabic language is used, UNESCO can help us in order to keep it like that, even in African countries who use Arabic because of the Islamic communities in Africa. Because the Arabic language is not used only for the 400 million Arabs, but 1,400 million Muslims are reading Quran, are praying in Arabic, of course. So this sort of very important part of our culture is very important to us, and we shall keep using UNESCO in order to help keeping all these efforts in good hands. Another thing, that education also, to modernize our education, especially in the languages, especially in the history, and UNESCO is the best place to ask for help and to ask for experience there. The agenda is very large, and just you think about whatever cultural concern you are thinking about, it is there, and you can deal with the UNESCO to ask their help in order to bring it to reality.
Yes, Your Excellency Ambassador Bayoumi, also the UNESCO executive council, the head of the executive council of the UNESCO, also expressed to Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri her appreciation for Egyptian culture and heritage, and said that the UNESCO is always going to support Egypt, and appreciated the role that is played by Egypt, the pivotal role played by Egypt in the region. How do you see her words?
Yes, there is a sort of cooperation here that it's not a matter of Egypt only, but UNESCO knows that we are helping our neighbors, we are helping our Arab countries in order to keep the Arab language and the Arab culture in good hands. And this is the task, one of the many tasks, or the important tasks UNESCO is seeking. So we are doing this for the UNESCO. UNESCO is always proud that Egypt made efforts in order to spread its culture all over the world. And if you read any historical book about the history of the world, you will find that almost half of the history is Egyptian, because it is the oldest civilization all over the world, and it's well known. thanks to the discoveries we are making every day.
Yes, so Your Excellency Ambassador Bayoumi, also during the meeting, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry stressed the importance of adopting the decisions by the UNESCO according to agreement as much as possible, the agreements that should be decided between any country and the UNESCO. How do you see the importance of his words?
Yes, we are asking to be more serious, because if you agree about anything by decisions, then any decision it must be translated into agreements, official agreements signed by the concerned party and ratified by the parliaments, so you can make sure that it will be seriously implemented by the executive bodies of any country concerned about any agreement.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. I really had the pleasure to have this phono with you, and thank you for your valuable information. Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, The Breakfast Show. I was in the company of my colleague Mahissi Rabia. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.